Hello guys, here with the box office here, and it's another very bad week for the box office, another very bad week for Disney. Disney continues to fail at the box office, and Last Brothers is made by Focus Pictures. It doesn't. I don't think Last Breath had a huge budget either. But we'll talk about Captain America: Brave New World first. The movie only ended up making $341 million. That's up from $290 million. That means this movie only made another $30 million globally, which is very bad because this movie continues to have big drops. A 47% drop of having 3,800 theaters, as well. And the movie made around $163 million. That is very bad. We compare this to Ant-Man, which is my favorite movie to compare this to, but yeah, but it's still performing behind Quantumania. Yes, this movie is still, as of Monday, it is doing slightly better than Quantumania. Yeah, but the only reason why this movie is doing slightly better is this movie has no competition. Quantumania did, but this movie might not even make $400 million still, or might barely make $400 million. I just don't think this is gonna be like Mufasa, where it's gonna make a lot of money somehow for Disney. I think this. So Quantumania at this current moment was at 187 million, and the movie ended up making another $25 million. I predict it to be the same thing for Captain America: Brave New World. It's gonna only make another $30 million. 20 to 30 million more dollars domestically, which is not very good for Disney at all either. So next is Last Breath, which this movie doesn't have a huge budget, I heard, as well. But yeah, this movie made up 7.8 million domestically, but it's not doing too well. I don't think anyone's expecting this movie to do super well either. But this movie is not doing too well either. Again, it's held back by the fact it's not a part of franchise. But again, Focus Pictures doesn't really have huge movies. That's just how it is as a Focus Pictures movie as well. And the last couple of years, Focus Pictures hasn't really done too well. Surprisingly, they're still in business. That's the biggest surprise of them all. But yeah. But again, they did play well last year of Nostalrifu, which was the highest grossing movie since Downton Abbey and Coraline. Next is The Monkey, which isn't really doing too well, but this movie is still going to make back its money anyways, considering the fact that this movie had no budget as well, making $28 million domestically. And this movie has basically become a success, which is not surprising because it's made by Neon, which most of the movies are not too big as well. And actually, this is actually the fourth highest grossing movie of all time, which is actually very impressive for a studio that has not really had many successful movies. So yeah, Neon has done pretty well this year, with Long Legs doing pretty well and The Monkey doing pretty well as well. Yeah. So actually, this has been a pretty decent week for indie studios. But Hollywood is still not doing well. Paddington Peru, this movie has still not broken even, which is pretty funny. Which means we might not see might not see a Paddington 4, which I'm not too surprised. I think everybody is sick of these movies. I don't care how high of a Rotten Tomato score these movies get. Uh, these movies, people just don't care for them. This movie's not doing too well domestically. No one really cares about this movie. Despite there being almost nothing out, no one's watching this. So yeah. Next is Dogman, which is still not doing too well for DreamWorks. This movie, I think, is really the reason why DreamWorks is falling off. Like a lot of people are saying that DreamWorks in the past 3 years, since Puss in Boots, for some reason DreamWorks has dropped the ball, which I think is pretty sad considering the fact that DreamWorks did so well in 2022, with Puss in Boots: The Last Wish and The Bad Guys. But they have The Bad Guys 2 coming out this year as well, and not too surprising they gave that movie a sequel. But this seems that DreamWorks is just continuing to drop the ball with their movies. I don't see a Dogman sequel coming anytime soon. This movie barely made money. So yeah. Next is the Mufasa, which for some reason is still on here. Again, there's not really much movies. Not really much coming out, but this movie is gonna probably be off of the list next week. It only made 1.9 million. So next is Ne Zha 2, which has made $70 billion domestically. It's actually very impressive for a Chinese movie. This movie has basically made $2 billion. Yes, the first movie to make $2 billion since Avatar is a Chinese movie. Yep. And there's a huge chance that Avatar 3 might not even pass this movie, making Ne Zha 2 the highest grossing movie of 2025. Which I think is pretty funny. Next is Hard Eyes, which still isn't really doing too well. It is finally releasing internationally, but I think it's a little too late for this movie to make money as well. But that's about Hard Eyes. And of course, it's The Unbreakable Boy. No surprise this movie isn't doing too well. This movie is incredibly offensive towards actual autistic people, which it's gonna be a big L for this movie. No one likes this movie. And of course, we have all the days of boys who got to make it okay amount of money and complete unknown. But that's what this video here. Goodbye.